Dinner and a Book is supported by the Rex and Alice A. Martin Foundation of Elkhart, celebrating the spirit of Alice Martin and her love of good food and good friends.
Life is Meals, a food lover's book of days by James and Kay Salter is a romp through French literature, food, movies, and culture. When should you come for a weekend stay? When should you leave? What is the latest you should come for a dinner party? Who should be invited? What kind of food do you serve? Life's meaningful questions. James and Kay Salter love to entertain their friends, and they know spot on how to do it. Let's meet my guest, Tuck Langland. Today our meal is based on suggestions from the book, but with our own imagination. Welcome, Tuck.
Hi, Gail.
It's good to have you here.
Wonderful to be here.
Back again, right?
Yes, indeed. All right.
Well, I took my glasses off. I can see up close.
Okay, good.
Now, we've got this book that is a day-by-day for a whole year,
Yep.
critique about life, literature, some music.
History.
Yes,
A lot of things in there.
and a lot about food.
Oh, yes. I was just reading now they used to serve swans. And they would
Yes.
pluck them, cook them, put the feathers back, and gild them with gold and bring them in.
Yes.
Should we do one of those?
No, I think we'd be arrested.
I think it would take a week anyway.
But they decided the chicken was easier, so they
And turkey,
stopped
too,
it.
yeah.
But and
Yeah.
turkey. But they do have a man in charge of the queen's or the king's
Oh,
swans.
The
and
king
that's-
owns all the swans.
Yes, on the River Thames.
That's
so
right,
there's
you can't
so
do it.
much going on in
Anyway.
the world. So I am going to make a French meal. I'm going to make coq au vin, chicken with wine, a little bit like boeuf bourguignon. You just put in chicken instead of beef. I've got some French bread and a little dessert. And what are you doing today?
Well, I am a fan and aficionado of French first courses.
Yes.
And I should say this, that we call an entree the main dish, but no, that means enter. And that's the first course in France. The entree is the appetizer. And unlike the Americans, they don't give you an appetizer this big that is an appetite killer. They give you little tasty, wonderful ones. So one of the good appetizers that you find in many, many French restaurants is, of course, oysters.
Now, see, I would call that the first course.
It could be the first course.
Yes.
Well, that's really what an entree is. It's
Yes.
the entry to the meal.
Yes,
yeah.
and these hors d'oeuvres we serve, Americans kind of go all out for hors d'oeuvres, but the French don't,
No.
unless they're having just champagne and hors d'oeuvres, and that's it. And you make a good amuse-bouche, but not today.
Not today. No amuse-bouche today. You know, that's the thing that means amuse your mouth.
Yes,
Which
just
is
tease.
it's a little teaser, and it's in really good French restaurants. It does not appear on the menu, and it does not appear on the bill.
Oh, that's good, isn't it? Well, we're going to show you the menu in just a little bit, but I have already started on my coq au vin because these sections each take a different amount of time to cook. I started with bacon bits, and then I cooked onions in that, and then I've cooked mushrooms in butter, and I've started the chicken. Otherwise, we'd be starting and stopping and starting and stopping. And so I can kind of look at this as we go. I will add some red wine and some Courvoisier at the end, and we will put in some buttered flour to thicken up our sauce. So tell us what you're doing now.
I have bought enough oysters to make two kinds of oysters. I'm going to make oysters Rockefeller. These were the really fancy ones that were invented by Antoine's Restaurant in 1899 in New Orleans. And they were, at that time, named for Rockefeller because he was the richest man in the country. And that would make people feel, really.
Oh, this is
And
good.
there's a
If he
lovely
has
little
it.
anecdote about John D. Rockefeller. He put a dime in a phone booth one time to make a call, and the call didn't go through, and it ate his dime. He couldn't get it out. So he hit operator. He said, "Operator, I put a dime in and I've lost the dime. It doesn't work." She said, "Well, give me your name and address and we'll send it to you." And he said, "It's John D. Never mind."
Never mind. Yes, exactly. Put in another dime.
And the
John.
other one I'll do with oysters is what you usually get, which is oysters on the half shell. In other words, they are raw and alive,
Yes.
and you eat them.
Yes.
But they have no brains and they have no nervous system.
So
it
they
doesn't-
don't feel a thing.
They don't feel a thing.
No,
no.
but you do. When you eat it, it's
Oh,
supposed
it's
to be just
They are good.
marvelous.
And after that, I will make a second entree, which is a favorite of mine, œuf mayonnaise, or eggs mayonnaise. I will make some mayonnaise here with a way that is quite remarkable. Quite
You're going
remarkable.
to use a new method of making.
New method of making mayonnaise.
We can't do a show without mayonnaise, right?
And that's right. And then we put that on some hard-boiled eggs sitting on lettuce.
But you have served that as a first course, too.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes. So these eggs are very versatile. I mean, it's possible. You can do whatever you want, really. And Americans don't go for all these courses, you know. I think,
as much,
You
no.
know what? I think it's the up and down and clearing the dishes and this sort of
Well,
thing.
we've-
I think that's basically why they don't.
I think we've come into a place where the standard American nice dinner is a salad first,
Yes.
then a main course, then a dessert. Three courses.
Yes, I like
The French will have nibbles sometimes. They'll have one or even two first courses. Then they'll have a main course. Then they might have cheese, which we're going to have. Mm-hmm. And lastly, a dessert.
Dessert, a little sweet to end the evening.
And then some booze.
Yes, we'll have some wine. Did you bring some wine?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm a bad man.
you're a bad man.
I am a bad man.
Oh, but we'll forgive you. We'll forgive you.
Just this
Because you
once.
always have good wine.
I do.
And, well, I've got some red, but, you know, I think we should have a better wine for the dinner. But anyway, we're just talking between ourselves here
Yeah.
about this. So I am cooking my chicken, and I'm just letting it go very low. I'm going to add the carrots because, you know, carrots take a long time to cook. You think these cute little things would be done quickly, but they aren't. Now, so you're going to do the...
I'm going to start the oysters Rockefeller, and I'll start by taking a shallot. And it's fun that even in relatively ordinary class grocery stores around here, you can find shallots.
Well, and they aren't as bitter as an onion.
No,
the
they're a little
onions I bought and cooked, I just felt they were too strong, and I should have used a shallot or a shallot. And I'm glad you're going to have it. You're going to use it.
I got it here.
And you're going to mince it, I bet. Are you?
Yeah, I'm just going to chop it up real fine.
He's going to chop it up real fine. All right, you've got
That's
this.
French for mincing it.
You've got this back here. All right, so I am going to bump up the heat here. And when French have all these different servings, they usually start with the first course on the table so that everybody can come and sit down at the same time.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, if you do a what do you call it, buffet, and if the French people are seated first, they start eating, whereas Americans wait till everybody is served. It is so interesting, and they wait until everybody has finished before they clear the table, and that is something that I really am impressed with. I don't like having the dishes removed while someone's eating. I like it to be when everybody's done. But we've all got our own thoughts about things like that.
And of course, you serve from the left and remove from the right.
Yes, oh yes, indeed. Then you don't bump into someone. Okay, I'm going to add a little garlic here.
I'm just simply sauteing the shallots and spinach.
All right,
Little
is that
bit.
frozen spinach or fresh, or
yeah,
what is
it's
it?
just frozen spinach. But you know, I found that you can't tell the difference between frozen spinach and unfrozen spinach in terms of when it's cooked.
Well, if it's being cooked, right,
Yeah.
right. Did you want this one back here too?
Maybe that would help. I wondered why I wasn't getting hot.
Yeah, we saw the flame there and we think,
Yeah, I think that would help.
Right, maybe you should.
In the meantime, I'm going to do oysters on the half shell, but I have to get the ice out of the freezer. It's
Oh,
tricky, this thing, because you got ice, and the ice is melting. You know?
Oh, that's right. Are you going to present it on a platter?
Right here.
Right there. You brought the platter. Okay. You just shuffle along and do what you want and what you need to do there.
along.
Well, I mean, just walk along.
Shuffle out of the woodshed.
And here I am going to add some thyme. And I use this when I do boeuf bourguignon as well. And it's so fragrant. It is, some people don't like thyme, but my mother even put it in salads. So here we go with that. And tell us what you're doing over there.
I'm opening the oysters.
Oh, well, stop and show us how you do that.
Usually you get an oyster knife like that. It's a thick, kind of not very sharp blade. Do not try to open oysters with a knife like that because you'll bend the tip.
All
If
right.
you haven't got an oyster knife and don't want to go out and buy one, use a screwdriver. A
Okay.
regular flat bladed screwdriver, it works perfectly.
Now, this is the one on the half shell you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you get it at-
Rockefeller's going to be cooked in the second part.
Yeah, so the half shell, you get it underneath this little tip here and kind of move in there and cut the oyster free of the top end. Boy, this one's being a little difficult. And kind of cut it free.
While you're doing that, I'm adding the bacon that I cooked. It's in little bits now, and the onion. And it's all going to be cooked in here. And then I'm going to add the mushrooms that I browned in butter. Oh my goodness. So our dish is pretty well put together here. We'll do some things toward the end. But I want this chicken to be perfect. And to, you know how it is trying to cook things in different courses and different kinds of food. Some take 10 minutes, some take 8 minutes. And
Now,
you're going to put 4, and then what are you going to do now?
well, first of all, I'm going to turn this down.
Okay, because we're right at the end of this
That's
first
about ready.
segment.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take this. Very often they serve, what the hell is this?
It's a marble.
It really is. It's a carved marble lemon. They often use what they call a mimolette sauce, which is with vinegar and things. And I think that ruins the taste of the oysters. So personally, what I like is just that. You put in
Can we take the seeds out?
if you want.
Yeah. Let's take the seeds out. There, perfect.
Now that's ready
the-
to go.
That's the first course. Now we're going to stop just for a moment, gather ourselves. Tuck's going to do oysters Rockefeller the next time around, and I'm going to finish with my sauce here, and we will be right back, so don't go away. I have to pour in some wine into my chicken, my coq au vin. Everything is cooking just fine. This takes, a while to do. And
Now,
so,
I have sauteed shallots in here in a little oil and some frozen spinach. I'm taking that mixture and dropping it all over the place and putting it in the oysters.
there we got you on TV.
And then I will put, now this is, I've never seen in any recipe, but my mother used to do it this way, and it's great. Crumbled bacon. Oh yeah, crumbled bacon.
Does it ever, is it ever served with a white cream? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I've had. Oh, that looks good. Now you've got to get that in the oven.
After I put the white cream on it. Hollandaise sauce.
Hollandaise. Oh, homemade hollandaise.
No, it's not. It's store-bought hollandaise. I was debating making homemade. I learned how to make homemade hollandaise a long time ago when I first started taking cooking lessons. That's one of the first things they taught us, along with how to spell knickers. And it
How to spell oysters?
knickers
Oh, knickers.
with a K.
Okay.
Never mind. And I'll get this stuff on here and put it in the oven under the broiler. And we'll see how it works.
Okay, you do that, and I'm going to manage. I'm going to take some butter, and I'm making a ball out of it, and I'm going to dip it in a little flour and add it to my coq au vin. It thickens it up a little bit. And
you
here
see
we
what
go.
yeah,
Here we
there
go here. And I think I can add some more red wine. I've got garlic in here. You can use chicken stock too, and that's normally
yeah.
what I would use. I've got some French bread in there, and how long is that in for?
Mine?
Yes.
Just till it looks kind of
We
ooey.
don't have somebody to look. 5 minutes?
Something like 5.
5 minutes. We will check again.
I don't know that that's right. Now, in the meantime, I want to make some mayonnaise.
All right, get
And
going.
Here's the deal.
All right.
Everybody makes mayonnaise. A lot of people make mayonnaise, and you put oil in the egg, and you beat the egg and drip the oil in drop by drop, and it is a pain in the old wazoo. So, watch.
Do you need this?
No, watch this.
Well,
For
do
those
it.
of you that make mayonnaise this way, fine. But if you don't, you watch this. Start with an egg, drop it in a 2-cup. What do you call it? You know,
It's a measuring cup.
Measuring cup. That's what you call it.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a little mustard in here, a little
Dijon.
Dijon mustard, yeah.
All right.
And then I'm going to put in a little lemon juice.
How much lemon juice? Tablespoon?
That much.
Ooh, a dollop.
Now, watch this. You have to drip the oil in very slowly, drop by drop, right?
And you use a canola oil.
Yeah, I do.
You don't. Why don't you use olive oil?
Too strong a taste.
Oh.
Now, I put the oil in like that. The magic machine. Watch this. Just watch this.
hope-
This is great.
It is good. He's going to put those on his eggs there.
It's the first time it hasn't worked.
Oh, really?
Worked every time.
Wait, well, that does happen. What should it be? What consistency?
Much thicker.
And do you think it's because it's not cold or it is
It
cold?
shouldn't be cold. I'm still going to use it because it still tastes
Sure,
like mayonnaise.
you just drizzle. What's wrong with a drizzled mayonnaise?
There you go.
It looks nice to
The
me.
mayonnaise drizzle.
So normally it does get thick, right?
It does, you. Yeah.
Like a regular mayonnaise.
Now, to make it really nice, you want to do this. You want to clean this little spoon off. Clean off the little spoon. Take a little paprika, whichever you want to say it. Put a tiny bit in the end of the spoon. And
Right? Oh, yes, just a nice little, yes, isn't that a nice little touch?
See that? Mm-hmm. That's it.
There
There's
you
that
go.
dish.
There you go. Well, normally it takes how long to make it into a thick
The same amount of time. It goes thick sometimes. Sometimes it goes thin. I don't know what it does.
Oh, well, anyway, see, everybody sometimes has an issue.
But that'll work.
But
That'll
this
be fine.
is fine.
That'll be
Yes,
fine.
I'm going to turn this off. And
So
now,
that's 2 dishes.
and let's see what's going on in here. You want to come and look at this?
I do.
You check it out because it's yours here. And then you've got some cheese to bring over.
Yes, I do.
We're leaving you, but we're coming back. Here we are.
Yeah, this is fine. I'll put this back to bake. Right?
Yes. Well, in any case, we have a few minutes left, but we're all set. And here, it looks like I have been baking all morning. But you know, the French very often do not bake or make their desserts. They go out and buy something at the pâtisserie. And that's where all those beautiful pastries go. Besides having it with tea in the afternoon, you buy them, you take them home and serve them to your guests. Oh, that's hot, isn't it?
Yep.
Ooh.
There.
Now,
Oyster's
what do you do?
Rockefeller.
What do you do with those hot shells? The tops.
Just throw them away.
Oh, okay.
You throw
All
those
right,
shells
let's
in.
take it over here.
Yeah.
Now we're going to serve it right here.
Right?
And
They've got those.
now we said this comes after what course?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do.
Well,
And then
we're having this first, then we're having the oyster, then we will have my dish, and then we're going to have your cheese. And tell us about the cheese.
All right, here are I just brought two fine French cheeses. This one is actually a brie. It's called Saint André.
That's a good one.
It's a triple cream. And what they should do is give you, when you buy it, they should give you a card with the name of your nearest cardiologist on it. Because it's a clogger, baby. In fact, in the Louvre, there's a painting of Saint André himself, like this. Ah! Go on, Father, it's the big one.
I think it's for some other reason. I can't remember.
Right. And
but
the other one is Roquefort, which is one of the two great cheeses in the world. That and Blue Stilton. And Roquefort is just a fabulous French cheese, you know. And you can get these in various places.
1 minute. Keep talking.
All right.
I'm going to get 2 glasses here.
Oh boy.
And you're silent. That's not you.
Silent? Well, I've been working.
No, here we go. I'm just going to give you a little of this because we
Mamma mia.
we have a little Pinot Noir. We have just a few minutes.
And a
But
Pinot
let's have
Noir
the toast.
is a Burgundy.
Yes.
But you see,
It's
an American winemaker cannot put Burgundy on the bottle because it's not made in Burgundy.
It's like champagne. You
It's
can't
like
do it either.
Chevrolet. It's a licensed name,
Yes.
a brand. if
Even
you will.
Kleenex, but we don't let that hold us back. So,
What about Zipper? Scotch tape.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have all these various foods, and they are ready. And we will say à table, which means come to the table. And we are ready for the first course, which will be les œufs. Should we do les œufs mayonnaise?
Yeah, let's do les œufs mayonnaise.
Okay, we'll do that as our first course. Then we're going to have oysters.
And you can have them either one way or both ways, raw or hollandaise.
Yes.
Rockefeller, rather.
However you like it. I think this Rockefeller looks good. Here is the coq au vin, and you've always heard of this in French books and French writings, stories, and then a little pâtisserie for the very end. And let's have a little toast to the French and their great lifestyle and their great food.
Well,
and
you know,
to you,
you asked me earlier what was my favorite meal in France, and I remember now it was at the home of a doctor and his wife in Caen in Normandy, which was heavily bombed in World War II.
Yes.
And he put on a meal like you would never believe.
And many courses, right?
Many courses, magnums of champagne, a big crown roast of veal.
Oh, ooh, sounds good to me. We want to say we're glad that you came to be with us today, and we've enjoyed cooking for you. We will invite you back again, but in the meantime, invite us to your house, right?
Very good.
We'd love to come. We're going to talk about what we made today. And Tuck, you made some great dishes here. Your first one that you made, or maybe it was your second.
This is the first one I made.
Okay, all right. And that is your...
That's oysters on the half shell, which means they're raw and alive. Doesn't matter, they have no brains and no nervous systems. And then this is an oyster Rockefeller, which was invented in New Orleans in 1898, something like that.
88.
In order to look
right.
really fancy-pantsy. And then eggs mayonnaise, there is actually an organization in France called the Society of Eggs Mayonnaise, Société des œufs mayonnaise. And they're trying to keep alive that dish because they like that dish.
Well, I think it's a very good dish, and I think anything with homemade mayonnaise or mayonnaise is excellent.
It is.
And so you did the first two, and then I made the coq au vin, which is kind of a simple dish, and it is very good. I mean, instead of having beef, we have chicken. Some people don't eat beef, so this, and I have never made it because it was so French. I mean, it's such a typical French meal. We're ending up with some sweets.
Cheese.
Oh, you want to do your cheese?
We have cheese here. This is actually a brie, but it's a triple cream, which is extremely rich. This is This is one of the best cheeses you'll ever eat in your life. And this is Roquefort, which is the king of cheeses.
And you serve it with a little bread, don't you?
A little bread or a little toasted pieces of French bread, or possibly some little crackers or something like that.
And then we have the sweets, or we can have fruit, but you end with the sweets. And if you're having a dinner party and people are staying too long, you know what they do? They have a tray of fruit juice, and they pass it along. Each person gets a glass of fruit juice, and that means time to go, people. It's very nice, but that's a nice signal. So it's been great cooking with you, Tuck.
Great cooking with you, sweetheart.
And we did it. We made another meal here. Life is Meals. We hope that you enjoyed the show. We enjoyed having you. And, you know, we always invite you to come. Why don't you invite us to come? We'd love to come, wouldn't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Next time, let's do this in France.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
I know a couple of places.
I know you do.
I know you do too.
Well, anyway, we want to say our line, our tagline, you know, life is good, but good
food,
good friends, good
books
books make for an exquisite life. We'll see you next time.
This WNIT local production has been made possible in part by viewers like you. Thank you.
Dinner and a Book is supported by the Rex and Alice A. Martin Foundation of Elkhart, celebrating the spirit of Alice Martin and her love of good food and good friends.